It feels like the job market is always, well, constantly shifting, right?
Mm.
Every year, there's some new skill everyone says you have to get. It kind of leaves you wondering, okay, what are the actual skills I need? The ones that genuinely land you a high-paying job, say, in 2025.
Yeah, that's the core question, isn't it? Because, just working hard, it's not quite enough anymore. Our sources, they're pretty clear. The real advantage comes from knowing exactly where to focus that effort.
Absolutely. And that's really our mission with this deep dive today. Think of this as your shortcut, your way to get genuinely well-informed on this, well, critical topic.
Yeah.
We've dug through a whole lot of material that doesn't just say what skills matter, but also, crucially, where and how you can learn them. And the focus is really on become, job ready if you put in the effort and dedication, of course.
Exactly. And what really stood out from all the research is, yeah, putting in the work, the hours on skills, non-negotiable. But the strategy, choosing which skills, and then tapping into these like professional level courses from top names, universities, big companies, that's the key pathway. It really is about building a solid career in this fast-changing world. It's about learning smarter, not just harder.
Okay, so let's dive in. Our first big area, it's one our sources just kept bringing up again and again, artificial intelligence.ai.
Mhm.
We all know it's huge, but what's maybe surprising is how it's not just for the tech giants anymore. It feels like it's really democratizing innovation.
That's a great way to put it. What's really fascinating is seeing how AI lets, tiny startups compete with the big players. It's not just automating tasks, though it does that too. It's about putting tools that used to need massive R&D budgets into the hands of, well, small teams. They can spin up new products, new services incredibly fast now.
Like what kind of things?
Well, think about healthcare discovering potential new drugs way faster, or content creation. One person can now generate video or text that, used to need a whole studio.
Mhm.
AI knowledge is just fundamental now, pretty much every sector.
Wow, that is a massive shift. So if AI is becoming this powerful tool for almost everyone, how do you even start? How do you get a handle on something so big without needing like a PhD?
Right. Good question. Our sources consistently pointed towards Google's AI Essentials course. It's on Coursera, and it's really designed to take you from the basics right up to more advanced stuff packed with real-world practical examples.
Okay.
And the key thing, no prior degree, no experience needed, and you're learning from Google experts, so very practical.
That sounds like a really good entry point.
Yeah.
Accessible.
Yeah.
Okay, so as we're building all these AI systems and relying more on digital everything, our sources flagged an equally critical area, cybersecurity. Because all this cool new tech also creates new weaknesses. Right?
Yes. Oh, absolutely. You've got companies, big and small, local shops to huge multinationals, just swimming in data. And securing that data, it's not just important, it's a massive challenge. So the demand for cybersecurity pros has just exploded. Especially, with AI creating new ways to attack and needing smarter defenses, it's a skill set that's definitely future-proof.
Okay, so if you want to be on that front line defending the digital stuff, where do you start? How do you get skilled up in something so high stakes?
The Google Cybersecurity Professional Certificate, again on Coursera, kept coming up. It covers the fundamentals, takes about 10 hours a week for maybe 6 months. And you finish with a certificate that Google employers actually recognize.
Yep.
Having that on your resume, that specific credential, it really makes a difference.
Right, that recognition is key. Okay, so from defense to efficiency, let's talk about making things run smoother, faster. IT automation was another big one our sources highlighted.
Yeah, think about this. Setting up a new employee, instead of someone manually creating emails, setting permissions, adding them to chats.
Right, that takes time.
Exactly. IT automation can do all of that in minutes. Just boom, one command. The IT industry is really leaning into this to boost efficiency, save time, save resources. If you can help a company automate those repetitive things, you become like a golden resource, super valuable.
Yeah, you can really see the appeal there. Those tangible time savers make it obvious why it's in demand. So path to proficiency, how do you learn to automate things effectively?
The sources often mention Google's IT automation with Python Professional Certificate. Also on Coursera, it's a pretty solid program, gets you ready for the industry, and even covers some of the management side of rolling out automation.
Okay, Python keeps popping up, but we'll probably come back to that.
hmm
But first, let's shift from automation to the actual raw material driving so much business today, data. Which brings us to data science. Our sources kept calling data the new oil, and data scientists, they're the ones refining it.
That's a perfect analogy. Data scientists are absolutely crucial. They take all that raw data and find the patterns, make predictions, build models. Basically, they extract the meaningful insights that drive business decisions, the growth for data scientists. Our sources literally said, skyrocketing. Now and, well, definitely into the future. We're just generating more and more data.
Wow, skyrocketing. So if you want to get into mining this new gold, what's the recommended way to learn data science?
IBM's Data Science Professional Certificate on Coursera got a lot of mentions. It's taught by IBM pros, again, no prior experience needed, and the sources suggested it can get you job ready in about 5 months. Plus, you get that IBM Employer Recognized Certificate.
An IBM cert.
Yeah,
That sounds pretty significant, coming straight from a major tech player.
definitely.
Okay, sticking with data, but maybe from a slightly different perspective. Business intelligence, or BI. This isn't just collecting data, right? It's about making it, like, instantly usable for managers.
Exactly. Think business analysts, managers. They need data for daily decisions. BI helps them analyze performance, make smarter choices, often using things like data visualization, dashboards. Power BI is a big tool here.
Power BI.
Yeah, instead of digging through spreadsheets, BI turns numbers into clear visuals, clear stories. You can instantly see, oh, why did sales drop there? Or which product isn't performing? Being good at Power BI specifically, that's noted as a big plus in the job market right now.
Got it. And for mastering Power BI, unlocking those insights.
The Microsoft Power BI Data Analyst Professional Certificate on Coursera is the one that came up. It's designed by pros from top universities and companies, and yep, you get a Microsoft Employer Recognized Certificate. It sets you up for roles like BI Analyst, Business Data Analyst, Power BI Analyst, those kinds of titles.
Okay, let's move on. For anyone interested in coding or maybe building the websites and apps we use every single day, front-end development, making things look good and work smoothly online.
Yes, super high demand skill. Front-end devs build the part you actually see and interact with, the interface on, say, Swiggy or Netflix.
Right.
And it's not just about looks. It's making sure it's fast, responsive on different devices, accessible. Our sources talked about optimizing load times, making the user interaction seamless. Every millisecond counts, you know? Requires good knowledge of HTML, CSS, JavaScript. Those are the core tools.
So if creating those slick digital experiences appeals to you, what's the learning path for front end?
The Meta Front-End Developer Professional Certificate, again on Coursera, was highlighted. It teaches you how to build modern websites, and importantly, you get a Meta Employer Recognized Certificate. You know, Meta, Facebook, Instagram. Getting a cert from them, that's a powerful thing for your resume.
Definitely. Okay, let's pivot a bit away from the purely technical for a moment to something absolutely fundamental for any company. Human resources, HR. Often overlooked maybe in all the tech hype.
It's easy to do, but yeah, our sources really stress this. None of the tech runs without the right people. HR is incredibly demanding and just crucial. It doesn't matter the company size. HR pros, they do everything from finding the perfect candidates, interviews, negotiating salaries, the whole recruitment strategy. It's the talent engine room. Really important sector, takes a lot of effort, and honestly commands a lot of respect for its impact on the business.
Absolutely essential. So how does someone gain those vital HR skills? Especially now when finding and keeping talent is so complex.
The recommendation here was the HRCI Human Resources Associate Professional Certificate on Coursera. HRCI is a major HR certification body. The course has interactive stuff, assessments, peer reviews, helps you get real hands-on HR skills. And it leads to that HRCI Employer Recognized Certificate.
And that opens doors to roles like...
Things like HR Specialist, HR Associate, HR Coordinator, good starting points in the field.
Okay. So from the people side of things, back to code. A language that seems to connect a lot of what we've talked about. Python.
Ah, yes, Python. It's just incredibly powerful, versatile, and honestly, pretty easy to learn compared to some others. It's like the Swiss Army knife of programming. Web development, data analysis, AI, machine learning. Python's used everywhere. That versatility just makes it constantly in demand. A really strong skill to have.
So if you're a beginner wanting a foundational language, or maybe you just want to add a really valuable one to your skill set.
Well, our sources actually pointed back to that Google course we mentioned earlier, the IT Automation with Python Professional Certificate on Coursera. It's seen as perfect for beginners starting with Python. And again, you get that Google-backed certification.
Okay, makes sense. Now, we touched on data science, but there's also data analytics closely related. If data is the new gold, sources say analysts are like the prospectors, right? Making sense of it all.
Exactly. Companies aren't just collecting data. They are desperate for people who can actually understand it. Ask the right questions. Pull out the insights that matter. Learning data analytics is like a gateway skill, too. It opens doors towards data science, deep learning, AI. It's really a win-win to learn it.
And for diving specifically into analytics.
The IBM Data Analyst Professional Certificate on Coursera is a recommended one there. Comes with that IBM Employer Recognized Cert, showing you can handle and interpret data effectively.
IBM again, strong credentials.
Hmm.
Okay, so we started this whole deep dive talking about AI. It feels kind of fitting to end our list with machine learning, ML, which is really at the heart of what AI can do, isn't it?
It really is. Machine learning, fundamentally, it's about teaching computers to find patterns and make predictions from data. Lots of data, without you having to program every single rule explicitly.
Like teaching a kid.
Sort of, like showing a kid hundreds of cat pictures until they just know what a cat looks like. ML does that with data, recognizes complex patterns, then uses them to predict things or make decisions. The earning potential here, immense. If you want a strong foundation in the AI world, ML is key. We're talking potential for really high salaries from the big companies.
Sounds powerful, but also maybe intimidating. How do you even get started in something that feels so advanced, like machine learning?
Well, the machine learning specialization by Stanford and deeplearning.ai on Coursera was highlighted as a fantastic starting point. Stanford, obviously a top name, it covers the fundamentals, shows you real-world applications, helps you build projects, and you get a Stanford certificate.
The Stanford certificate. Wow, that's definitely prestigious.
Really adds weight.
You know what's really striking, looking back at this list, is how many of these paths lead to, well, high-quality online learning, especially these specific certificates from big industry names. It feels like professional learning has really shifted.
Oh, absolutely. It's incredible, really. You can now get genuinely job-ready skills, get these industry-validated credentials from places like Stanford, Google, IBM, Microsoft, Meta, HRCI, all from home. That accessibility, that flexibility, it's a total game changer for anyone wanting to upskill or switch careers.
And it's not just about learning the skill, is it? Our sources kept hammering home the value of these employer-recognized certificates.
Yeah, they're crucial. These aren't just like participation trophies. They show verified professional level skill, recognized by the companies themselves. They really do make your resume stand out. Employers know what they mean.
Okay, so a practical question probably comes up for listeners now, especially if they're thinking, wow, a few of these sound great. Should you just pick one course? Or is there a way to maybe tackle multiple skills without, spending a fortune on individual programs?
That's a really important point. And yeah, for people wanting to gain multiple skills, maybe get a few of these certifications, the solution our sources consistently pointed to was Coursera Plus.
Right, Coursera Plus. So here's the interesting part. It gives you access to like over 7,000 courses. Not just courses, but hands-on projects and all these job-ready certificate programs we've been talking about, all under one single subscription. So you can keep learning, collect different certs in different areas without buying each one separately. It seems designed for someone who's really ambitious about continuous learning.
Exactly. And for anyone thinking about making that kind of investment in themselves, the sources did mention a specific offer right now, 76% off, bringing the price to $799 for the subscription. So yeah, if the goal is multiple skills, multiple certs, really diversifying your professional toolkit, Coursera Plus seems like the most efficient and effective way to go based on what we found.
Okay, so let's bring it all together. What does this mean for you listening right now? As 2025 gets closer, we'd really encourage you, pick at least one of these 10 skills. Find one that resonates and really dedicate some time, some passion to mastering it using one of these pathways we discussed.
Honestly, if you commit to even one of these programs, you really won't regret it. You'll gain serious skills, you'll be more job ready, and you'll stand out from your peers.
And connecting it back to the bigger picture.
Yeah.
If you keep that learning mindset, if you continuously upskill, 2025 really could be your year for a major career step up.
It really is about that continuous effort combined with smart strategic learning. So maybe the question for you to think about is, which skill jumps out first? And what unexpected